No way. Is that alligator sword? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more. We kind of have a small regional today that I wanted to look at out of Paraguay because I thought this was kind of cool to see. You know, they have all of the data present. It's very interesting just to kind of see the field and what players are bringing to the table. So 18% of our field was yummy. Not surprised to see that one at all. We also had 12% of the field was Blue Eyes White Dragon. It is a cheap, affordable deck. I can understand why, you know, players might be gravitating towards it. We also had 12% of our field being canine variants, with a Mech Knight, a Crestron, one Pure, and a Cyber Dragon. We had 6% of our field being Draco Tail, which was one Pure and a Branded, which, spoiler alert, both did well. 6% of our field was Memento, 6% Lunalite, 6% DDD, 6% Mitsurugi, which was a Pure and a Rizal, and we had 28% of the field being left open to basically one-ofs. Now, your top 8 here paints a pretty interesting picture. 25% of your field was dedicated to the unstoppable force that is Yummy, with one Pure and a Mitsurugi variant taking hold of the threshold, which is not bad. We also had one Malice. We had one Blue Eyes White Dragon, evidently in our top cut. We had an Odion Good Stuff, which is not that surprising to see. You've also got Tenpai, and then you've also got, oh no, both of our Draco Tail challengers that I talked about, both had found a way to make their way into top cut. Now, is anything in this top cut really off the wall surprising? No. Honestly, even on a smaller scale, you're still seeing the powerhouse that the meta challengers are and how, you know, they're creeping through the meta and doing absolutely, you know, devastatingly strong things to the meta. Now, 8th place out of our event here is going to be some Draco Tail action. Now, the first thing you're going to see here is, yeah, we do have triple copies of the Fallen and the Virtuous in here. That should not be a surprise to you at all. So many of these variants have been picking up on this card because it is just a broken card. Being able just to control options on the field is so good. Also, we're playing one Albaz, but we're also playing an incredible Ecclesia in here. The fact that you could technically sneak in maybe a Monster Reborn or something by having an incredible Ecclesia in rotation is kind of crazy. Also, the Ecclesia will be able to pull itself back, so it is an additional resource that you might be able to passively generate. We also do see Fenrir's. We have the Titaniaclad in the side deck, and we've also got a Black Goat Laughs down here, just kind of as an asset to be able to pull up. But, I mean, this looks pretty standard for Draco Tail, in my opinion. Next up is the unstoppable power of Tenpai. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you about this list is the fact that this build has incorporated in the Radiant Typhoon cards and has kind of found a way to use those. I love that. That's beautiful. We also do get access to the one Poke Drago. I mean, you're doing the engages into the afterburners to clear things up, but also we're playing a Hornet Drones in here. We're also playing 2 Widow Anchors as well, which is really cool, and also maximizing on the triple impulse. But more so now than ever before with these lists, being able to go second, being able to just put the OTK on the field is just going to feel so good. Also in the side deck, I do see that we do have the, God, just heat waving your opponent's going to feel so good if you're forced to go first, because there's literally zero comeback to that. I feel like you're just like, oh, game over. Next up here, we have Odion Primite, actually featuring the Winged Dragon Ara. I didn't expect to see this on my bingo sheet, but it's here. Now, also because we are playing the Primite stuff, you know, you have access to, you've chosen the Alligator Sword to be your primary target to work with. We've seen Angel's Trumpeter. It really just depends on what you yourself want to build into the deck for the additional slot, but you're actually telling me, also, weirdly enough, if this duelist were to get sphere moded, they would be able to bring out a Winged Dragon or off of the sphere mode. I can't imagine that, you know, that's going to come up all that much, but it's enough that you kind of got to go, huh, I could potentially pull that off. We're also only playing 1 Impulse, 1 Purge, which is interesting choices. No Spirals or any of the extra fat that kind of comes along with that. Ooh, finally, we're starting to see the yummy challengers here, which is not that surprising. I do see we are playing a Steam the Cloak in here. Last I remember seeing Steam the Cloak, I don't remember it actually being playable in this deck, but the fact that somebody has decided to build Steam the Cloak into this is kind of refreshing, honestly. I like that. You've also got triple engage 1 Hornet drones in here. I feel like that's a pretty normal thing these days, considering the fact that, you know, this deck just kind of gets to turbo and go. You also do get to see, yeah, that's 2 Gravity Collapse down in the side deck. We've seen enough Gravity Collapse in our time here to know that that's going to be very broken. I also do see that we are side decking the Harpy's Featherstorm here as well. Typically, anytime Harpy's Featherstorm is going to be involved in things, you know, you're just going to take those free turn skips, and your opponent's really going to have a lot of problems to deal with. So this is definitely an interesting takeaway with the list. Next up here, we do have Blue Eyes White Dragon. You are featuring 2 Blue Eyes in this list, which I'm not all that surprised to see because, you know, it's been the perfect number. You're not really trying to bulk down too crazy on inconsistencies. I do see that we are going with 2 Purge in this list, or triple Purge. Purge has kind of shifted around. I've heard a lot of different opinions about Purge. A lot of people are like, well, you know, I don't know if I want to play it. I mean, that's fine, but in this list, it definitely is a card that I think helps the deck out. You're also going with 2 Spheres, 2 of the Link one, which are going to be important. You've also got 1 Dragon's Mind down here on the call-up, just to kind of help you out. We also do see the Anti-Spell Fragrance down there, just to kind of be able to blink through and push through the opponent. And, of course, Droll and Lockbirds, the Seas. You've got all of the standard good power cards that you're going to need to basically inconvenience your opponent and do it very, very well. Next up here, we have Malice. Oh my gosh, man. Malice has been evolving with the different uses of traps. Now, this list you do see, we have different Dimension Ground built into the main deck with triple thrust. This is just going to ensure that, you know, we have an actual target to pull out of the deck to be able to deploy against the opponent. And then the opponent's going to have to find a way to deal with that. If not, you know, we can pull into a Dark Rule and No More, for example, to kind of offset our matchup. So, you know, if we're going second, Malice can actually be able to play the game. Obviously, you know, we have Bystials built into the main deck. You're not going to really be able to get away from that. You need those Bystials to be those key extenders. You also do see we have 2 more different Dimension Grounds down here in the side deck as well. That's a lot to think about, man. Like, the fact that you have so much DD ground, you've also got evenly matches here to be able to do this. You've got Dark Rule and No Mores. It is a lot to kind of take away with this. Next up here, we have more Yummy, but this is our Mitsurugi variant. This is by far, I mean, kind of turned out to be the better variation of things, right? You know, you just slap triple Super Poly in this bad boy and just start going to town, ripping apart the opponent's field. You know, you have Garua Mud Dragon in here. You do have the additional field spell down in the side deck if you need access to it. The Purification's also down in the side deck if you need access to it. We do see the Black Goat Laughs being a callback as well. You do see we are playing the minimalistic package, the 1 Saji, the triple Habagiri, and the 1 copy of Murakumo. That's been the standard for what this deck's doing. Also, only 2 pre-prep feels a little bit weird, but I can understand why we are choosing to go with that on things. I mean, triple prayers is going to get you to pretty much everywhere that you're going to need to be. Also, you know, Gravity Controller into Herald just bridges the combo, and you're just like, whee! Isn't it so cool being able to get your search and go? And then our last list here is actually, yes, good old branded Draco Tail. Actually, it's a very small Draco Tail package, but nonetheless, I mean, I see that you've got all the pieces. We do have 1, the Fallen and the Virtuous in here, which is good. 2 branded fusions being fully maximized. We do have access to the Flame as the targeting negate. We've also got some Shadal stuff down here in the side deck, which is not bad. You know, you see Grista as another target for this, but this regional, I think, has been pretty interesting just to see the tech choices that players are kind of bringing to the table. So what do you guys think about all these lists? Please comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.